Okay, we're back. This is the second part of today's trading, the US session. Apologize for being a bit late. Had some other errands to run. In the meantime, according to our strategy, the Nasdaq has opened, and we were fortunate or unfortunate enough to have a good entry at the opening candle here, which started, we had a breakdown clearly below the low of that candle, so we went short. The position went in our favor, and then it returned. I was actually entering on the touchback, so I missed the initial entry. According to our system, I would be able to enter here as a retouch of the initial entry level. And this is what I did. I could have opened double position, but I haven't so far. Looking at the dynamic comeback, it might be a risky one, so I will refrain from this today. As a recap, in the morning, unfortunately, our session didn't go very well. This is not a breakout scenario. We have typical range, and in fact, we're right in the middle of it right now. Our double long was killed in here, so we are right now 7 units of risk, so around 300 pips behind in DAX terms on our oil and DAX trades today. And what we will now do is we can set up a range bound trade on the edges of it, so definitely a sell in here. I'm a little bit hesitant about the buy because it's just not far enough from the VWAP. As I mentioned, I was expecting that the low would be somewhere around 130 pips below VWAP, and this is where I'll actually set up my buy trade in case we come back there, and a standard 60 pips stop loss. So we are now bracketing the DAX, and these trades will be cancelled if they're not hit within the trading session today. As far as the Nasdaq is concerned, we have a rejection here, so if this candle holds, I will be adding to this trade, but we might just as well go back to VWAP. I would like this setup to hold. This is a clear sell signal, a double top and a rejection. So we have 1 minute left for this candle to confirm, and then we will see what happens next.
It's pulling back now.
Oh my God, Diego. What the fuck, Diego?
Yeah. Let's see what the news is. We have another Israeli strikes. So more people dead, but money doesn't care about people. Money cares about money and commodities. So that's what we'll be looking at. And I hope this nonsense stops soon. But we've had war on our border for a very long time now. So I'm not so sure about that. Okay, we have 15 seconds left now, and the candle is moving up. It is a little bit less optimistic now. I will be holding a little bit my decision to go short again. Goes above. It does. Slightly above. I'm going short again. I'm adding to this, hoping that the candle will reverse. Now this is a double risk, and as the system allows it, this is the only time in the day where I'm allowed to take a double exposure. And the return to the opening range is something that is happening quite frequently. So there is a probability, the good odds that we'll get a rebound to the low. Oil is moving steadily up, so this is good news for shorts, and it has actually regained its level and has went above the opening today. So this has to be viewed as a pullback now, but it could just as well be a range. VIX is moving slightly higher, so it's good that we liquidated our position in the morning, given the rollover today of the future contracts, and we are moving into profit, so that's good. Once we reach about 30 pips of profit, I will secure one of the positions with a break-even stop loss to avoid the double exposure if we reach that 30 pips. And the first take profit will be 100 pips away from the target, which conveniently is the bottom of the current range. Okay, we are 30 pips in profit. Thank you very much. Now we have moved back immediately. I will secure the one position with a break-even stop loss. And let's see what happens. I need to reduce my sound a little bit. Apologies for the poor sound so far.
More prolonged than a lot of people expected. That was Dan Williams, reporter for Bloomberg News based in Jerusalem. Dan, thank you so much for your time. Get the latest news whenever you want with Bloomberg News Now. Top stories from our global team of reporters at the click of a button. Get Bloomberg.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Okay.
We're moving slowly towards our target.
We're moving slowly towards our target. We're moving slowly.
So we are now about 50 points in profit on both positions. That's not enough. Remember, we need at least 350 points to even cover the loss from the morning. So we would ideally like to make 700 pips profit. Of course, for a single position. Now that obviously is unrealistic for a single position, so we would have to stack up. Let's see if we make it. All right. All right. Um, um, that was an unrelated trade for some stock that I need to buy. Let's see if we go back down and retrace. You can see in the morning we had a similar situation where we were almost to the target here. The target was up there. I actually moved the take profit. We almost reached it. We were a couple of points short, and then the market reversed, bounced off of that, or at least bounced where the 500 simple moving average seemed to have been at the time. And you can see whenever the price reaches the 500 moving average, most of the time, it at least has a hesitation here, right? So here it's shot through, but then it bounced here, then it bounced here. So it's never an exact science of trading, but this is a big moving average, and it does seem to signify some important moments when the price meets that area. So here again, a clear bounce. Here shot through, but then came back to it, briefly punctured, and then bounced again. So it hesitated around that area here of the 500 SMA. So you have to take it into account. Similar to the VWAP. VWAP is, you see here, very clearly drawn to the VWAP and then moved away. I was actually considering going long here because that looks like a distribution phase and then go back up. So futures are exchanging hands, but not so convinced, and it would have probably stopped me out if I did. But in the end, so I would only be about 40, 50 points in profit, and then it would collapse again. On the other hand, had I chosen to put a order sell stop below it, I would have to endure a 70-point rally back, which I probably wouldn't be able to. I'm looking at the dynamics of this, and I'll probably remove this buy limit here. Yeah, this is not very good. Well, that's the strategy, so let's stick to it. But let's see if the accumulation happens first. I need to see some sort of sign that this is slowing down. I don't want to be hit by a train. I want to step out of the way, even if I'm to lose a trade. That's fine. I'd rather this than another loss, right? This is not looking good. I might actually shut down one position just to retain some risk. Yeah, this is going bad. Very, very quickly. So I have realized about 40 points to profit. I am still short one position. And in fact, if this holds, could be a bear flag. Could be a bear flag. That was a bad move. Panicked there. I panicked. Ah, well, look what oil does. Oil still climbs slightly higher. Gold stable. Bitcoin seems like it wants to go up. I'm looking also at the price of emissions because that seems to indicate the level of industry and the state of industry. Now we're looking at the support level here that I have drawn some time ago, and we're actually accumulating over here. So might be interested in a new order here. And a stop loss below it. Take profit somewhere here. Okay, this has clearly fallen. I would be interested in adding to the short here with a 60-point stop loss. I may not be given a chance to do that. This is weak. This holds. It might be a dump. Hmm. I guess we can get rid of this line for now. It was premature. So we have a situation where we effectively were able to recreate the strategy. So we would normally buy below the first candle open. That yielded almost 100 points. Had I been able to take this trade originally, I would have realized this. That would be 100 points up front. Unfortunately, I wasn't. But I was able to enter here with double position. That was a nice rejection. And had I had stronger nerves, I would probably now be close to realizing that 100 pip profit. Unfortunately, I wasn't. So I only realized 40 pips. But it's what you get for being not in control of your emotions. I'll be looking to add to the short if we, yeah, right now this is quite dynamic. And the volatility, the volume is quite high. If that's high volume, there's a conviction in the market. That tells me that you might be in for some trouble. Right, I'm moving my entry here. I assume this will dump if we want to kick out the traders that have entered here on the breakout. So it's now accumulating the users and it will probably pop back somewhere. Still here. So let's take it slightly lower. And a bit of a screw it all, let's go YOLO mood after today's morning. So I'm willing to take a 40-point entry trade and risk an area stop loss. but I do have to block my first entry for break even. And in fact, what I will do is I will actually add to this here. Should it go here? Oh, that's quite dangerous, in fact. No, I won't do that. Well, come on. Obviously, DAX going lower together with the Nasdaq is nothing good for us in terms of emissions. But lo and behold, yeah, this was, let me just draw a line in the sand just to later on we don't say I have made something up. This was where I originally wanted to enter, I believe. Was the level 150, 150 here at the low of this. So this is where was my original idea to enter. I will see if I should have kept this. Usually, my original ideas work way better than any kind of ad hoc decisions. So if I stick to what I do, what I have in mind, it usually works way better than second guessing myself. Well, let's see. For now, the Nasdaq doesn't seem to want to move up. And if it doesn't, then we're good. Realize now I need to make the background a bit darker. Is the oh yeah, no black. Oh yeah, I want that one. Doesn't seem to make much difference. What did they say on 12? I like to watch some other traders out there that stream live just to see what they do. Sometimes they have good ideas. My Al Jazeera. You may be wondering why I'm watching Al Jazeera, which is a terrorist station, some say. They have a different view of things than you will find in Bloomberg or CNBC. That's why I do it. All right. Just theoretically, that would be my take profit if I was only stuck with one position. Super long, way away. Um, I would like to catch something, some other position, but this is not the best place to do that. I'm thinking that bounce of the previous low would be a good proposal. I'm expecting that sweep upwards. If we really intend to go down, I would expect that they would sweep for liquidity. The liquidity is high though, so it doesn't need to sweep that far. It's a 3-minute fake out. Hmm. Hmm. This is the moment where I would ideally step away from it and just wait for it to come back. This is difficult to watch and going on without me. Yeah. Bounce off of previous low, and a 3-minute fake out. Should have taken that one. Well, I haven't. And just to clarify, of course, volume is not liquidity, right? You may have a lot of exchanges in one place, but that doesn't mean that at a given point in time you have a lot of orders on the take. So you wouldn't see that. And maybe that everybody has actually done everything they wanted, so the volume was very high. There's nothing left on the books, no pending orders, and therefore whoever wants to get in, they would actually still need to push the market up. Um, but usually, of course, high volume means that there's other people trading, so no reason to believe that that's a given point in time where all the volume was realized and no liquidity is left. And so yeah, that was becomes what it's called a doji candle, right? An indecision candle. No, yeah, this is we're closing that candle. 1 hour bearish has touched the VWAP, was rejected, is going down. Yeah, I don't see any reason to be bullish here, but this is actually something that makes me think, yeah, it's gonna pop back up. Maybe good for us. Maybe it'll now take our sell order up top and then drop right back down to give us 700 point of profit. Yeah, I was just watching some stream, and they have the same opinion, but I'm not gonna get tempted to go right in because it's a 3-minute candle. So from 3 to 2 minutes, I don't take trades on these candles. Might show you a drop and then it'll just pop back right. And then you'll see at the end of the candle that the candle was beautiful, right? Clear, no wick, clear up to top. But right now it looks like it's gonna fall. That's the problem with forming candles. But then again, sometimes it's you have this opportunity and it's just too late because it's just gonna drop down here and what you're gonna do, right? So it's all opportunities. Mhm. The oil is creeping up. So the oil is gonna have a correction soon, probably, unless it just barges through these highs and just keep on coming. It has a lot of ground to cover still. Didn't even close the gap. If it doesn't close the gap, then wow. And it doesn't look like it's gonna close. That's rather bearish. It's getting short down there. Oh, this is not good. Let's just see. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. Well, at least partly that idea panned out, but it's not enough. Enough. It's struggling. I need to draw these lines in the future just to signify uh, what the original idea was, so that there is no doubt later on that I did have the right idea. But this one is clearly, uh, yeah, interesting that the DAX is sort of more reacting than the Nasdaq is. What about the Dow Jones? Let's look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is not doing anything. In fact, it opened here. I need to adjust the session view here. So it's just going into the opening range break. So it's standing still. A little bit for us. This one's standing still as well. So it's just a Nasdaq, which is, and of course, we can just extend it like that. We'll go 14, 30, 21. The time changes. There we go. I think I'll be ending the stream soon. The the sweep that I was talking about is there. Question is it going to take us up to the pending order? We'll see. So the order is still there. It's 24,670 in my prices, and yeah, I will be holding this until the end of the day, unless of course it goes back up. If it goes back up, might be that it's gonna go. The range is quite high. Would actually make sense to maybe here. That's 180 points. Would indicate it could go back. Yeah, if this becomes a doji candle in the reversal, I'll have to probably chop around a bit before it goes back up. That being said, Look at these here, right? Let's just put it down and then there we are. We're in a trade. Okay. Now let's see if we manage to drop down. Oh no. This is something else. Something happened. Something happened. Someone said something. And my internet connection sucks. That was some pop. Sure glad I didn't take this trade here. I would have been another stop loss. I used almost all of my buffer zone here. It was scary for a moment. Let's see. 2 minutes. Yeah, some guy is talking about taking longs in here. I don't know. I congratulate him. I wouldn't take this. But that short that I saw. And we are now 30 points in profit. So I secure this one with a break-even stop loss, and I'll be looking to add to this. If this maintains, and I'm scared because I just really hope it goes down now. It holds this candle in a shape like this right now. It's a premature entry, but it's getting away, and I want to be in. And this candle looks beautiful. Oh, this is nice. Yep. I will immediately secure this with a break even as well. And I will liquidate the first position of 200 pips. So we are now, we regained roughly 300 pips of profit. Now let's see if this holds. If this holds, I will be adding again. Now you might ask yourself, why would you close the trade and then immediately afterwards add another one? That's simply because I add as we go along, and I only close the trades to cover the losses. Yeah, let's go then. This one is going in. Let's see if we manage to get lower. This is a very strong candle here. That rejection is very telling. And a lot of people will see that. And a 1 hour chart is now suddenly looking even more bearish. I don't know. I mean, looks to me like we're going down. which isn't to say that it's not going to pop up, take my positions out, and then drop, right? So there's always this scenario where we have a view up touch and even go back to the original break. So yeah, that was a liquidity grab. That was a liquidity grab. It's just that the stop loss is short in here. 40 points. Yeah, I'll keep it. This is also part of the reason why I take the profit here, because I just need to make some sort of recuperation, right? In case this all comes back. There's a lot of profit already on the table, a lot of money on the table. So it would be really bad if we had a total loss. It would be hard to bear. It's a psychology thing exclusively. Something on the news which would tell us if there's anything happening. So we're approaching the end of our stream. But let's see what happens. This is an exciting moment indeed. If we are to go down, we should maintain this level here. If we pop back up, then it's a range. Because someone say that we are actually poised for longs, and it went up and then straight down to grab liquidity, and only gonna go back up again. So there's always 1,000 ways to interpret things, right? I think it's true what Nick Sean is saying, that it's just a risk management thing. You need to limit your losses really, and make sure that you squeeze the most out of the winners. Whatever system you use, it's probably secondary. One thing I believe is that you have to have the system sort of nailed down, in a sense that you just stick to it, which is hard, as you can see, because again, I'm losing now. Um, our emissions trade, probably going to be a bit slower. That's going to be definitely a swing trade. I'm thinking right now, 10 pips out to the moving average here is maybe more reasonable. Normally, I don't trade emissions. I just look at them as a gauge of, what is the level or what is the state of industry. This is emissions in Europe, so we're talking about oh, we're talking about the trades. It's actually like this. It's quite a strong resistance level here. What happened here? We went up and liquidated one of our positions, the previous one. So that was a break even stop. Now it's gonna kill the add-on. That's gonna be a 1 unit loss. Oh, 40 points. So the thirds. See if it. And this is here a A classical bear flag. You give it some room up to the full risk unit. I'm feeling it might want to pop up again and then down. This is not a typical reaction here. Somebody wanted a lot of traders out of the market, right? This is the question of what is the intention. It's a 3-minute lockout, so I don't enter trades between 2 and 3 minutes. What's up in the 15-minute time frame? Oh, it becomes a huge doji. Yeah. Still short. Looks like a short. We'll see. Would like to be in a few positions of risk here. Didn't do much damage here. It was a break-even stop. But I'm still 3 units of risk now, so 150 points effectively in the minus. Yeah. All right. I'll stop here and I'll come back to streaming if anything happens. Thank you for now.